one of the one of the big things about training any machine learning model, particularly when we're talking about that intermediate tier, your second tier, so random forest, logistic regression, um, now classical 10-year-old deep learning architectures. Um, One of the big things is looking at, in your kind of scenario, you'll have some true state of the world that you're trying to model. You have correct labels that you're trying to guess with your machine learning model. And anytime we're trying to do that classification, we end up in machine learning with some false positives and some false negatives. And obviously, we want to try to minimize both. But in your context, in cybersecurity, is one of those false positives or false negatives kind of worse than the other? And do you try to minimize one in particular?
It's really a balance, to be fair. I mean, I think the worst thing that can happen is that you miss a really serious attack and it causes a lot of damage to customers. So, in that sense, false negatives are uh, more of a larger existential problem. Like the worst kind of false negative is the worst of all. But false positives that are a false positive problem and a high rate of false positives is equally bad because it's incentivizes businesses can't operate if people are being stopped by their security solutions from engaging in normal business. And so customers will end up putting overrides and ignoring remediation criteria. And then they'll expose themselves to exactly those kinds of really bad
Yeah,
false negatives and will have no ability to control for it at all. So,
it's
yeah,
the boy who called wolf kind of scenario.
absolutely.